Good morning to you all, and welcome to the AWS Summit London. I am thrilled to welcome you. Soon you will meet the real Tanuja, but meanwhile you have me, her avatar. We are experiencing one of the greatest technology leaps since the advent of the cloud. The possibilities are only as limited as our imagination. Imagine a world where technology helps to find cures to diseases faster, enables us to scale to new heights. Nos permitir la comunicación sin barreras del idioma, rediscovering and unlocking our unique human creativity. The future is here now. Please let me hand over to the real Tanuja on stage.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you so much to Synthesia for creating my avatar. It was a phenomenal experience to go from the physical to the digital world. And I can't wait for so much more innovation to come. But it's super exciting to be here with you back at the London Summit, and so wonderful to welcome so many of our customers, our AWS builders, our partners, for a wonderful day ahead of us. Can you feel the energy in the room? Yes? It is buzzing, and get ready for an incredible day of immersion as you learn about cloud, generative AI, data, industry use cases, of course, a lot of networking, and I hope a lot of fun as well. The topic of pace is extremely live right now. We live in a world of unprecedented changes, which are offering unique and unusual growth opportunities for us across all industries. Generative AI is the largest tech transformation we've seen since the cloud, and probably since the internet. And the societal and business impact is going to astound us. But speed is a leadership choice, and it is up to us in this room to embrace this technology to help us drive change, growth, and innovation. And to support you, we have been investing in the UK since 2016. Since the start of this decade, we have invested £3 billion to build and operate data centers in the UK. And I'm really delighted to say that we're continuing to invest. I'm excited to announce that Amazon Bedrock is coming soon to the London region during the first half of H1. Yay! Now, why is that so important? The UK sits on the brink of an incredible opportunity to unlock £520 billion of economic value by 2030. By embracing cloud, digital, and generative AI technologies. In the past year alone, UK businesses have increased their adoption of AI by 31%. And why are they doing that? Well, 64% of businesses have actually shown a growth in their revenue by adopting this technology. And 9 out of 10 businesses are showing an improvement in efficiency and automation. This technology has the power to augment, accelerate, and automate any process across any value chain, across any industry. We have a vision to democratize access to data and AI, and to give every UK business an opportunity to compete on the world stage. Let's talk about a couple of these athletes. Dentsu is one of the world's largest global marketing and advertising agency. They've been working with us to help innovate for their customers. And how have we been doing that? Well, we launched a generative AI campaign for Nissan Foods in Brazil, which allowed them to be able to actually generate 109% year-over-year sales and 21 million in engagements, social engagements. And on the other side, Dentsu in Portugal was able to launch their easy reading app, And what the Easy Reading app is able to do is actually provide 40 million population who have learning difficulties the possibility of discovering reading. Now that's incredible. Technology for good, technology to unleash customer experience, technology for productivity. On the topic of societal impact, we continue to be very committed to creating a world that is way more sustainable than it is today. We are well on the path to powering our operations with 100% renewable energy by 2025, and that is 5 years ahead of our original target. We are also committed to being water positive by 2030. We were founders of the Climate Pledge, and now we have 450 signatories as part of the Climate Pledge across 38 countries. My customers tell me, how do we become more energy efficient? And I say, it's very simple. Move to the cloud. And I'll give you a data point, and it's not ours. 451 Research Group has shown that when you move a workload to an AWS data center, you can reduce carbon emissions of that workload by 80%. And by the time we get to 2025 and 100% renewable energy, you can reduce carbon emissions by 96%. Now, that's just efficient. And let me tell you a story about what we're doing with Sage. I don't know how many of you know Sage, but Sage is one of the largest finance software companies in the world, and they serve 2 million worldwide SMB customers. We are working with Sage to create AI-powered carbon solutions that help SMBs track their emissions. Sage Earth is a way to automate and simplify their journey to net zero. And on the other hand, Sage and us are working together to create a domain-specific LLM using Amazon Bedrock. Now, all this talk about acceleration and adoption of technology, but did you know that we still have 85% of workloads that are not in the cloud, and they're actually on-premise? One of the biggest blockers to adoption and acceleration is not technology, it's digital skills or the lack of it. Only 13% of businesses in the UK can actually find the appropriate digital skills. Only 13. Sometimes it takes 7.5 months to find someone with digital skills. Up to 1 in 3 businesses say it hinders their growth, and 37% say it increases their cost of doing business. We are very committed to training and reskilling the world and bringing more and more people into the digital economy. We have been investing hundreds of millions of dollars to train 29 million people for free around the world by 2025. That is our commitment. And I'm pleased to say we are at 21 million today. And very importantly, in the UK, we have trained 1.1 million people since 2017. This is a wonderful example. We have a program called AWS Restart. It's a 12-week classroom training program. And what it does is allow someone to enter the digital world. So Bernard is a 7-year Army veteran. He wanted a career in digital, and he invested in Restart, took the 12 weeks training, and then joined Bbox as a junior DevOps engineer. And now Bernard is the lead DevOps engineer at Bbox. Congratulations to Bernard, and huge thank you to Bbox for partnering with us. And today is all about learning, actually. I'm so excited that we've got about 78 sessions, 7 workshops, the AWS Village, self-paced labs, all available for you, something for absolutely everyone, and I hope that you're going to enjoy every single minute of it. I'd like to thank our global sponsors, our Emerald sponsors, our Diamond and Platinum sponsors, our Gold sponsors, silver sponsors, bronze, ATP, and industry sponsors, without whom this summit would not be possible. It is a very exciting time that we're in. We have the opportunity to reinvent the future together. We have the opportunity to solve the planet's biggest problems. We have the opportunity to make our customers' lives better and easier. And I am privileged to be able to work with you and to be at a time in the world that is indeed so transformative. Thank you. Enjoy the London Summit. And it's my pleasure now to welcome Francessca Vasquez to share with you the keynote today. Francesca, welcome. Francesca is the VP of Professional Services and the Generative AI Innovation Center. Please give her a warm applause.
Thank you. Thank you. I have it. I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tanuja. Hello, London. Wow, it was truly inspiring to hear about the massive momentum happening right here in the UK. It's astonishing, isn't it? The projects and ideas taking shape around the world were the stuff of dreams a decade ago. Today, they're not just ideas. They are our reality. But how we've gotten here, what can it tell us about where we are going? Throughout history, technology breakthroughs have turned the impossible into everyday reality. The Industrial Revolution, it gave us interchangeable parts and brought rise to trains, planes, and automobiles. And this changed how we traveled and produced, making the world more connected and more productive. Then came the digital revolution, where innovations like transistors and the operational amplifier created a big bang of electronics, which led to the life-changing technologies like cell phones and laptops. This revolutionized communication, making technology a daily part of our lives. And the information age, made possible by the internet and cloud computing, and advances in data storage, has made the world feel even smaller and more connected. With each of these technological innovations came decades of invention and new ideas that would have never otherwise been possible. Like the internet, enabling Amazon to build an online retail business, which would go on to serve hundreds of millions of customers all around the world. To cloud computing, something we, here at AWS, we pioneered, which has enabled companies of any size to build and scale their own business from anywhere in the world. In the early days of Amazon.com, we experienced the challenges of provisioning and managing infrastructure. We set out to revolutionize IT infrastructure with AWS so that anyone, even a college student, could access powerful technologies that were used by large companies on demand, securely, reliably, and cost-effectively. We were a pioneer of the cloud, turning technologies like networking and storage and databases and compute into programmable resources. And we removed the need to manage infrastructure and data centers, the muck, if you will. We continue innovating, now offering over 200 services across 33 regions and 105 availability zones. Each service is built to remove barriers to innovation. And for example, one of my favorites, we built Lambda 10 years ago, kicking off the serverless revolution powered by event-driven serverless functions and enabled developers all over the world to innovate and run code without thinking about servers. We pioneered improvements in security and performance and scalability with the AWS Nitro system, a concept that remains unique to AWS after more than 7 years, and continues to provide more performance per every dollar spent with our innovations that are happening in custom silicon. It's truly remarkable. The technology that we've built in this era has enabled customers to transform the world around us. Netflix. Netflix changed the way we experience entertainment using AWS compute and storage and a massive global footprint to be able to stream content in over 190 countries. And Moderna was able to complete the sequence for their COVID-19 vaccine in just 2 days using machine learning on AWS. And the first clinical batch was released just 25 days later. Folks, this is a process that typically takes years. And the cloud is setting us up to be able to explore the next era. We're currently on the precipice of yet another tectonic change, a new era of technology brought forth by advancements in, you said it, generative AI. The capabilities of this new era are enabling us to interpret and interact with data in profoundly new ways. Now, there are a lot of reports and claims about this technology, and the excitement is palpable. But I urge you to stop thinking about this technology as something that can just generate poetry, and think about how it can bring deep reasoning into your applications. Imagine adding features that were unthinkable before. Due to the need for human-like reasoning, this shift will fundamentally transform how we build products and businesses. As builders, generative AI is giving us a new software component, and that component is the ability to reason. It stands to completely revolutionize the way we approach some of the world's biggest challenges across nearly every single industry. And we are already seeing the impact. I happen to travel a lot for work, and I'm always on the lookout for the best places to eat and things to see. Lonely Planet. They've been guiding travelers for over 50 years, and now they're developing on Gen AI with tools to help people plan incredible trips and customize their itineraries. They use Anthropic's Claude model through Amazon Bedrock, and they've reduced itinerary generation costs by nearly 80%. We're also seeing customers apply this technology to some of the world's hardest problems. OpenFold. OpenFold is a nonprofit AI research and development consortium developing free and open source software tools for biology and drug discovery. They have unveiled groundbreaking AI models for biology, integrating a large language model with 3D protein structure generation. These models are not only 4 to 10 times faster than conventional methods, potentially revolutionizing large-scale screening and drug development. The OpenFold Consortium, with support from AWS, has made these tools widely accessible, signaling an extremely bright future for AI's role in biology. And just as previous technical eras have brought substantial improvements to the world all around us, we expect the same from AI. And it's not just about making tasks more efficient. We're able to automate complex jobs that used to need human thinking and reasoning. At AWS, breaking through technology barriers to make generative AI accessible. That is our mission. It's what we've always done, innovating on your behalf to make cutting-edge technology easier to use, easier to scale, easier to deploy, and to make what each of you can deliver for your customers indistinguishable from magic. With this in mind, I'd like to bring our first guest speaker to the stage to tell you how they harness the power of AWS to innovate rapidly and reshape the payments industry. Please welcome Philip Bellamont, CEO and co-founder of Zilch.
Can no cage contain me? You're about to know the truth. Some people doubt, can't box me out. I'm about to take off. I was born to run. I was born to run. Time ain't loose, I can't stop now. Can never slow me down. I was born to run. I was born to run, baby.
Can you actually believe, thank you very much. Can you actually believe that in 2024, across the US and the UK, we are still paying $150 billion a year in fees and interest when we use credit? Now, let me just explain this. This is not the culmination of the goods and services that we're buying. This is just the fees and credit that we're paying when we use credit. The fees and interest. To put that in perspective, you're talking about $400 million every day. My name is Philip Bellamont. I'm the co-founder and CEO of a company called Zilch. And when we discovered this problem, we realized something had to be done. Let's use technology to build a solution to fix this problem. We must drive this $150 billion to zero, to zilch. So how do you do it? Well, we follow the money. So what we did is we challenged the team and said, what do we all do when we take those credit cards out and swipe them? What do we do with the money? We're buying things. Now, I know that sounds obvious, but the light bulb moment for us at the team was that actually somebody else is benefiting from this transaction. The sellers of goods and services are benefiting when we take out credit and pay that interest and fees. So let's just stand back and look at this. You've got this happening. Brands are paying billions of dollars in advertising budgets to get in front of us. We're then clicking on those ads, pulling out our credit cards, and paying billions in fees and interest to banks and institutions to buy those items. So what we did at Zilch is we said, what if we could eliminate the middlemen and introduce the buyer and the seller at the highest point of intent, the point of payment? We could then use the ad budgets of brands to subsidize the cost of credit, deals, discounts, offers, and rewards for consumers. So let me actually just show you the app and how this all works. So here we have a customer, they come to our product, and this customer is looking to buy shoes at a shoe store, as you can see. We underwrite the customer in real time for an affordable, regulated line of credit. We do this each and every single time the customer comes to the app. Not like a credit card who does this once every 18 months. We then package up this intent and we share it with all of our ad partners. These are DSPs, SSPs, affiliate commission sites. And what they allow brands to then do is programmatically bid on this demand in real time with commissions for that sale. So some brands might bid 5%, some 2%, some 3%, and so on. And what you then see is the customer realizes there is a different shoe store that's willing to offer more value for this transaction right now. And so the customer goes on to spend at that store. They use our Pay Later product, which is a 3-month product, and the transaction is done. Now, while this seems quite simple or straightforward or something you may have all experienced before, let me just pause and let's appreciate what's happened. Zilch has driven a brand a sale they otherwise may not have made at a third of the price of CPM and CPC campaigns. Half of those clicks and impressions are going to fraud bots. We eliminate this problem. The customer has taken out a line of credit and has paid 0 interest and 0 fees of any kind. And Zilch is able to operate all of this at a 50+% gross profit margin. This is what we call the world's first ad-subsidized payments network. We call it Aspen, otherwise we would take a long time in the day saying that every time we speak to each other about it. Now, the real trick here is we're doing 3,000 of these every second and climbing at the moment. And so when we started the business, we really did want to make sure we had the infrastructure and a collaboration that could help us do it. And you've probably guessed it, AWS was there for us right from the start. We were not putting servers into server rooms and paying electricity for air conditioning. This business was quite literally born on the AWS cloud. And we've been there ever since. We've been scaling the company in the cloud, and we've gone on to consume a variety of other services, as you can see over here, and I'm sure most of you will recognize some of these. Today, I'm really excited to announce a deepening of this collaboration with AWS. And you might guess it's going to focus on artificial intelligence. Now, you just heard earlier, we're really excited about Bedrock. We're really excited about SageMaker. Lots of companies are talking about AI. What are they really doing with it that's tangible right now? Zilch has been doing ML for 5 years. We're going to be accelerating our initiatives with this new collaboration. And so I want to focus on 4 major areas just to let you all know how we are actually making use of AI today, not just talking about making use of it. So we use AI across fraud, credit, customer servicing, and of course, buyer intent prediction. And I want to just quickly touch on 2. So if you look at credit underwriting, this is fundamental to our business. And so our team would typically take weeks to build a new underwriting model, to then regression test that model and deploy this model into live. Today with SageMaker, we can do all of this in just days. And here's the really interesting part. We are currently ingesting more than 10 times the data for that model than we used to. Today, initial tests are showing us the predictability of this model is now almost twice as predictive as it used to be. And we're just getting started. Finally, buyer intent prediction. This is really critical and important. I mentioned earlier a customer comes and tells us where they would like to shop. What's really interesting is, what if we knew where you were going before you told us? And one day, what if we knew what you wanted or would be valuable to you before maybe even you knew? So we're going to be combining Gen AI and ML to serve this up. And the whole idea is we understand this vector of what you might need or is valuable. We feed it to Gen AI through Bedrock and the various models. And then we can serve this in a natural language or really rich content way. This could be images or video. And that could transform commerce as we know it. And so finally, I wanted to get to saying, we've already saved customers, now today, more than $500 million in fees and interest and counting. And if we get this right, we may have the most credible way of eliminating the high cost of consumer credit for good. Thank you so much.
Another round of applause. Thank you so much, Philip. Your story is a great example of taking technology and putting it to work. You know, in 2023, I saw a lot of companies really grappling with generative AI. They could see the potential and began experimenting, but it's hard. It's hard to move experimental proof of concepts into production. We have built services so that you can make this leap, and we are making it easy for you to be able to build and scale generative AI, customized for your data, your use cases, and your customers. We find it's very helpful to think about these offerings as a stack. The bottom layer is the infrastructure, and it's used to train foundation or large language models and run them in production. The middle layer, it provides access to the models that you need and to the tools that you need to build and scale generative AI applications. At the top layer, we've built applications by leveraging foundation models and LLMs so that you can take advantage of Gen AI quickly and without any specialized knowledge. With these models, there are two main types of workloads: training and inference. Training is required to create and improve foundation models by learning patterns from very large amounts of training data. And inference then uses those models to generate output, such as text, images, and video. And while many of you here today may not engage directly in building foundation models, our deep investments in this layer enhances the capabilities and efficiency of the services that we provide at higher levels. Tools like SageMaker, which makes it easy for our customers to build and train models with tools and workflows for the entire life cycle. These workloads, they consume massive amounts of compute power. And to make Gen AI use cases economical and feasible, you need to run your training and inference on incredibly performant, cost-effective infrastructure that's actually purpose-built for AI. This includes the NVIDIA GPUs like the H100. GPU-based EC2 instances are built on the performant foundation of AWS storage and networking services with a broad array of orchestration options and open source framework support. With EFA networking, you can even provision ultra clusters of up to 20,000 GPUs to support your largest workloads. All of these innovations come together to make AWS the best place to run GPUs in the cloud. And when NVIDIA wanted to build the world's fastest GPU supercomputer, they came to us. Project Seba is a collaboration between NVIDIA and AWS that will feature over 20,000 Grace Blackwell 200 superchips and a fourth-generation EFA networking providing up to 800 gigabits per second per superchip. It's capable of processing a massive 415 exaflops of AI. I'm going to say that one more time because I love the word. 414 exaflops of AI. We've also built our experience running AI workloads to develop our own custom silicon. And over the past 5 years, our investment in custom silicon has led to the significant cost reduction in machine learning training and inference. AWS Trainium and AWS Inferentia, the chips can reduce training costs by up to 50% and inference costs by up to 40% compared to similar EC2-based instances. The benefits of AWS custom silicon extend beyond cost and performance to sustainability, enabling our customers and partners to reduce the energy required to power their training and inference workloads. And when customers start building with Gen AI, they often ask questions like, well, which models should I use? How can I move quickly? How can I keep my data secure and private? That's why we're investing in the middle layer of the stack. And it's why we built Amazon Bedrock. It is the easiest way to build and scale generative AI applications with large language models and other foundation models. Customers in virtually every single industry are using Amazon Bedrock to reinvent their user experiences, products, processes, and bring AI into the heart of their business. Amazon Bedrock, it's a fully managed service that offers a choice of high-performing foundation models from leading AI companies all over the world, like AI-21 Labs, Anthropic, Cohere, Meta, Mistral AI, Stability AI, and even Amazon via a single API. The customer choice is important because we at AWS believe no one model will rule them all. We're still in the early days of generative AI, and these models will continue to evolve at unprecedented speeds. And that's why customers need this flexibility to use different models at different times and for different use cases. For this, Amazon Bedrock has you covered. And whatever model you choose, we will all need generative AI to be deployed in a safe, trustworthy, and responsible fashion. At Amazon, that is our North Star. The capabilities that make generative AI a promising tool for innovation and also introduce the potential for misuse. We need to unlock Gen AI's full potential while mitigating risk. An important component of responsible AI is promoting interactions between your customers and applications that are safe, avoid harmful outputs, and stay within your company guidelines. That's why we built guardrails for Amazon Bedrock, which helps you easily implement safeguards for your Gen AI applications. It also allows you to customize your requirements and responsible AI policies, extremely important. Now, another critical component of building Gen AI applications that are unique to your business, it's your data. Data is your differentiator. To really make the most of your data, it has to be up to date, has to be accurate and discoverable. It has to be available no matter where it resides. And the first step in achieving all of this is making sure your data is in the cloud. One customer that really understands the power of their data is Adobe. Let's take a look.
Sorry, we're picking up your bracelets on the mic.
You could Gen AI them out.
For decades at Adobe, we've been pushing technology to help creative professionals create content.
The pace of innovation right now is really high. AWS has been instrumental in helping us scale up to meet our needs.
Firefly is our family of foundational generative models. We've built our training and inference infrastructure on top of Amazon EC2 and Amazon S3. We use EFA technology for fast machine-to-machine communication and fleets of NVIDIA P4, P5s that enable us to train large models very fast.
Generative AI is an ingredient in a creator's creative process. Creators can ideate with this new generative technology and take that further within the applications that they use.
And doing all of those things in seconds. More than 5 billion images have been generated in the last 11 months. We wouldn't have been able to navigate that growth without the help from AWS.
And there's so much more to come, expanding our family of foundational models and maturing those capabilities.
That's the future, embracing this rapid innovation. It's the new digital literacy. It's required for any company these days.
Can't wait to see what our customers are going to do with that.
That was amazing. I've spent a lot of time over the years helping customers all over the globe on their digital transformations in the cloud. And the key to every single one of these transformations was data. Every modern business is a data business. And now we're having that same conversation about how to use their data in generative AI. Across all types of use cases, we have found that strong data foundation includes a comprehensive, integrated set of services as well as tools to govern data across end-to-end workflow, which now includes using generative AI. Think of generative AI applications as a new application type that sits on top of a very strong data foundation. And so what this means is you want to be able to plug into existing data sources, like your S3 data lakes or your operational databases. And you want to be able to use building blocks that you are actually familiar with. That's your high-quality enterprise data that customizes your AI. Amazon Bedrock offers a complete set of capabilities to help you create these applications with your data that are relevant to your business. Capabilities like fine-tuning, retrieval augmented generation, or what you will hear called as RAG, and agents. They help you execute tasks using customers' enterprise systems and data sources. At today's summit, you can explore all the different methods, and a little later, I'm going to show you a simple way to implement RAG. At AWS, security and privacy is our top priority. It is in our DNA and woven into our culture and every single service that we build, including Amazon Bedrock. Your data is never used for training, and when you fine-tune models, we create private, secure containers accessible only to you. And we secure data transmissions with end-to-end encryption throughout the entire AI lifecycle. Amazon Bedrock can be used in compliance with both HIPAA and GDPR. Extremely important in order to drive a level of security. Also with Amazon Bedrock, we're making generative AI accessible and pretty straightforward to use. You can expect the same types of APIs, SDKs, and security features that you are accustomed to in all of our AWS services. Just like S3, EC2, or RDS, Bedrock has enterprise-grade features to help you make your data secure. Core AWS security capabilities like identity and access management, cloud trail logging, data perimeters, they're all in there on the Bedrock platform. And we keep adding new capabilities. I'm so excited. Just yesterday, we added the new Llama 3 models from Meta. We have added the ability to import your own models into Amazon Bedrock. And now, our tool that helps select the right model for your use case and guardrails for Amazon Bedrock are both generally available. You can check out the machine learning blog to learn more details about our announcements from yesterday. You've used AWS services to modernize and evolve your enterprises for years. You can now use generative AI on AWS to have the same transformative effect. And to tell us more about how their company has built on AWS and is now reinventing with data, please welcome to the stage Peter Jordan, Group CIO from TUI.
Good morning, London. I want to start by asking you a question. Raise your hand. Who's just fed up with all this British weather and need a good holiday? Come on, I know you Brits, you love a good beach holiday. Or maybe you have a dream holiday, your work is in between you and your dream holiday. Well, that's what TUI do. we make it easy for you to experience your dream holiday. So a few years ago, my family and I, we pursued our big dream of traveling around the world for a year. We visited some of the most remote places on the earth, and we had amazing experiences. But in order to achieve something big, you need to leave comfort and you need to break with the norm. So today, I'm going to talk to you about TUI's journey and how we broke the norm to go big with cloud and AI. So TUI takes the equivalent of the entire population of Australia on holiday every single year. So that just gives you an idea of the scale of what we achieve, but also explains why we are the world's largest tour operator. But beyond our scale, what truly sets us apart is our transformation journey. And over the past 7 years, AWS has been a pivotal part of that transformation journey. It really helped us to leverage cloud and data, and now AI, to redefine personalized travel experience. Whether that's inspiring you to book your next trip, or flying on one of our planes, or going and diving in one of our beautiful resorts, it's all connected, end-to-end personalized with data and AI. So the travel industry is incredibly dynamic, face constant challenges. We all experienced that during COVID, didn't we? And business stopped overnight, no flying, and we had to repatriate over 200 holiday makers. We had to immediately reduce costs, and we were able to reduce and shut down 50% of our AWS workloads. More crucially, as the airspace opened up, we could ramp back up to peak volumes when all of you decided to suddenly fly again. But TUI decided that during COVID, we are not going to follow the norm and shut down completely. Instead, we will use the downtime to go big and go all in on AWS. So what did we do? We built our own technology, cloud-native platform to power the future of travel. We globally migrated all our call centers to Amazon Connect to improve the customer experience, and we reduced the agent handling time by 20%. And we transformed our IT organization to a globally distributed workforce and have now trained 90% of our IT staff on AWS skills, and now we're training them on generative AI. So emerging after COVID, there was unprecedented demand to travel again, and people wanted new experiences. And this was a great opportunity to harness the power of AI and machine learning to really curate tailor-made TUI travel experiences, but more personal and more natural. So the move to the cloud-native platform really allowed us to accelerate. So data consolidation, drive efficiency, but rapidly embrace AI as it emerged on the scene. In fact, we increased our model deployment in Amazon SageMaker by 1,000% within 1 year. And last year, I launched our AI lab to drive generative AI adoption all the way through the company. But they're producing hundreds of use cases, all the way from the board level, to the person turning the plane around, to the people meeting the customer in the resort. And it was a challenge to really find the use cases that delivers measurable value. So what did we do? We actually used Party Rock, and we built an AI working backwards coach to train the teams to really produce clear and measurable problem statements, and then we could quickly prototype these ideas. But one of the use cases we really pursued is in the area of content generation. So at any one point in time, we have hundreds and thousands of holidays on sale, and they all need inspirational content. But to create SEO, optimized content at scale, that matches the tone of voice of the brand and is personalized to a person is really a big challenge. But from a business perspective, even 1 percentage point move in online or organic versus paid traffic is equivalent to 8.5 million euros in cost. But the team was already familiar with SageMaker and Lambda and step functions. And extending it with Bedrock, we could use Bedrock to manage our foundation models and enhance the accommodation and SEO content beyond just the hotel facts, but really personalize with the tone of voice that matches the experience. By utilizing model stacking, you can see that we could solve a problem that we couldn't solve with a single model. We first used Llama 2 to initially create the content, and then we would pass it through Claude 2 to do alignment on the tone of voice and do the fine-tuning on the languages. But Amazon Bedrock gave us that enterprise-ready, secure, and compliant platform to scale generative AI to all parts of our organization. But model choice is becoming really important. And today, we can quickly iterate over new models like Anthropic's Claude 3. We can build generative AI solutions really fast, whether that's inspirational search or cutting our call center complaint time in half, or an in-destination concierge that helps the customer when he is in our resort. We are even rolling out Amazon Q Developer to 2,000 of our engineers to improve our efficiency. But if you want to learn more about the architecture and what we've done, we invite you to join the breakout session, Theater G, 1:15. The engineers is going to happily share the architecture and what we achieved, and you can go and use it in your organization. During our cloud adoption journey and COVID, we purposefully decided to not follow the norm that says start small. Instead, we decided to go big and go all in. And our vision for AI is not to start small, but to use AWS to really scale, accelerate, drive efficiency, and enrich the customer's experience. Personalized from inspiration to destination. Thank you very much.
Much, Peter. I don't know about you, but I'm booking my travel now that I know it's powered by Anthropic Cloud. Really great job. Thank you for sharing your insights and experiences. Examples like this inspire me and hopefully inspire all of you. Many of our customers, they want to take advantage of AI without building applications. Instead, they want to be able to integrate their enterprise data with an AI application that lets them get the advantages of these large language models and foundation models quickly and easily, without the need for any machine learning expertise. For this, we have something special for you called Amazon Q. It's our Gen AI-powered assistant that is tailored for your business. And Amazon Q has multiple areas of expertise to meet the needs of different users and roles across your organization. But since many of you that are here in the audience are developers, let's focus a minute on what it can do for you. Amazon Q can transform the way you build at every single step of the development lifecycle. We've put Q where you work, ready to assist you in the AWS Management Console and documentation, in your IDE, and in your team chat rooms like Slack. So let's take a look at how we can build with Amazon Q. Now, I want each of you to imagine you are a developer working for a big pharmaceutical company. This company has a research team that does a lot of work around new drug discovery and development, and they repurpose existing drugs and identify biomarkers. One of the biggest challenges is that they need to be very quick at identifying new research areas and assessing the quality and the relevance of the academic papers associated. The team currently uses a portal that's written in Java, to submit and review research papers. But these documents, they lack metadata, such as academic and accurate summaries, and tags so that they can easily be able to categorize and do things like search. And with all this talk about generative AI, you got to thinking that maybe you could use it to solve this problem. You can easily implement this new technology and functionality by creating a new Lambda function that interacts with Bedrock to summarize and tag and append useful metadata to all of the documents. And then you can update the existing Java application to then be able to call your Lambda function. Now, maybe you're thinking, Francesca, I'm not an AI expert, but luckily, Bedrock makes it extremely easy for you to be able to add Gen AI capabilities to any app by using the unified API. You decide in this exercise to use the Amazon Titan Text Express model because it provides you with a very good balance between speed and efficiency. And so to get started, you can ask Q directly in the IDE, how do I call Titan Text Express model on Bedrock? Q then provides you with the step-by-step instructions on how to implement the Bedrock code along with the brief explanation of what the code does. And as someone that's never worked with Bedrock before, Q makes it very easy to understand what each step does and thus allows you to get very familiar with the Bedrock API. As you can see, it only takes a few lines of code to invoke any model in Bedrock. In fact, you may want to experiment with a different model, like Anthropic's Cloud 3 Sonnet, to see whether it can do a better job in summarizing and tagging your documents. You use Q again, and you ask, how do I call the Cloud 3 Sonnet model on Bedrock? And Q gives you the exact code that you need. You can then take this code and easily add it into your function by pressing the Insert at Cursor button. Now you can use Q Developer to get your Lambda handler code that will then be triggered by the Java application. And for this, you can type what you want using natural language, and Q Developer, it comes back within a couple of seconds with a few code suggestions to help you quickly implement the Lambda handler. With the Lambda code complete, you can now update your Java portal. And as a new developer on the team, you might not be familiar with the code and need to do a bit of exploring to actually understand how the application works and then where to add new logic. To save time and get you quickly up to speed, you can continue to use Amazon Q in your IDE and ask, what does this project do? Q analyzes the code and provides a detailed explanation of the current project. Next, you can use Q to help you write the code that calls the Lambda function and identify all the areas of the existing application that needs to be updated. Q is able to not only successfully produce the necessary code, but also identify the ideal locations for where to add the new code. With all of the code implemented, the next step is to log into the AWS console to test the Lambda function, and you want to ensure that everything is working as expected. However, you can probably see behind me that upon execution of the function, it failed by throwing an error that you likely were not expecting. Instead of losing valuable time trying to figure out what caused the error, Q in the console can quickly help you troubleshoot and resolve the problem. In the console, all you need to do is press the Troubleshoot with Amazon Q button, and within a few seconds, Q informs you that the problem is a missing permission. How many times has that happened? Oh, pesky missing permission. Furthermore, you can even ask Q to provide the resolution steps to then actually fix the problem. With all of these issues resolved and the code now deployed in production, the portal can now provide more accurate, complete, and up-to-date information so that the research team can move faster and more efficiently. You could stop there, but with all of the data sitting in S3, you have an opportunity to build an even better portal and add more value to your users. So to leverage the existing data you've configured with Bedrock with a knowledge base that is linked to your S3 bucket for RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation, what this enables is that prompts to the Bedrock API also retrieve links to documents related to a specific topic, and therefore deliver more accurate and more relevant results. And Bedrock makes it extremely easy to add RAG. All you need to do is use Q to help you update the Lambda code to include a knowledge base when you call the Bedrock API, such that you can invoke the model and retrieve related information from the knowledge base, all in one combined call. Pretty easy, right? With a few additional lines of code, you are able to quickly and efficiently find relevant research papers from your vast document repository. And Bedrock enables your builders to build complex GenAI applications quickly, efficiently, and even more importantly, securely. Q solves many problems across the end-to-end development lifecycle, like planning and writing, debugging, testing, documenting, and even upgrading code, all in one GenAI-powered assistant. And our customers and our partners are seeing phenomenal results. BT Group is also using Amazon Q to provide 15 to 20 suggestions of code per active user per day. Over 100,000 lines of code have been generated in the first 4 months at BT Group, automating around 12% of the tedious and repetitive and time-consuming work. That's 100,000 lines of code that they didn't have to write themselves, freeing them to be able to focus on other things. But even with all of these productivity boosts, the industry is still going to need more developers because companies are going to want to use more technology, not less. You can see this all around us. There's a soaring demand for AWS technologies in the UK, and it's why you heard from Tanuja that we're offering free training to 29 million people globally by 2025, with 21 million already benefiting. We offer more than 100 courses and learning resources on AI, machine learning, and generative AI through AWS Skill Builder and our training and certification team, and AWS Educate. I hope those of you who benefit from our training will go on to become active members of our growing community. Globally, we have over 250 experts across 54 countries who are recognized as AWS heroes because of their enthusiasm for knowledge sharing, which has a tangible impact on the community. We also have 2,900 community builders, over 500 user groups, and over 75 cloud clubs. It's a really wonderful AWS community, and I highly encourage you to reach out to your local user groups and meet the local heroes and join this amazing community of activities that they organize to be able to dive into AWS and learn from one another. Whether you are integrating GenAI into your applications or using it to build more efficiently, London, there has never been a better time to be a builder. We may not have been around for the invention of the interchangeable parts or the transistor, and for some of us, maybe even the birth of the internet. But the inventions these breakthroughs have led to, they have transformed our lives and the world around us. I believe what you are inventing today and tomorrow can lead to a profound impact on the world, changing industries and people's lives. And so while you are here at the summit, as you learn about the tools, the solutions, and our amazing partners here at AWS to invent your next application and experience, I wanted to leave all of you with one question. What magic will you go off and build? London, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you all around the summit. Have a great day.